Hey everybody, welcome to Cleveland. Today is a Wednesday and I had plans to head out to the Cleveland Zoo today. However, the weather had different plans for me. So we are just going to stay at home today and enjoy a day here in the comfort of our home and safely out of the rain today. So I'm going to include you guys in on my day today and what I'm going to be doing at home. So I thought something fun for us to do is we could, from this book, it's called Sally's Baking Addiction. Her recipes tend to turn out very, very well. So I got her book from the library. Sally's known for her cupcakes, her cakes, her cookie recipes. But when I got this recipe book from the library, it also has a whole bunch of other different things in here, like frozen dessert recipes and pie, and it also had one for Grandma's Sticky Pecan Rolls. You guys see that? And so I thought today would be a perfect day for us to attempt to make Grandma's Sticky Pecan Rolls together. So we're gonna do that today. The other thing, I don't know if you guys realize or not, if you've been watching, but my walls look very bare. And it's because these walls in here definitely need to be repainted with a fresh coat of paint. But I'm gonna actually redo the living room just a little bit because I'm not real great at that, unfortunately. Interior decorating is not a skill of mine, but I'm going to attempt it. That is a process going on as well. We might work a little bit on spackling the walls today too, although I won't show you guys that boring part of the video today. Let's get going on these pecan rolls. I can't wait to eat one. Okay, so the recipe says to make the pecan topping, and it says to lightly grease. So I just sprayed this pan with pan cooking spray. Then it says in a small bowl, whisk melted butter, 6 tablespoons of melted butter with a half cup brown sugar and 2 tablespoons light corn syrup. So I went ahead and just melted my 6 tablespoons of butter in the microwave in a mug, and then I'm going to just add the rest of the brown sugar and the corn syrup to that and whisk it up. And then it says evenly layer the pecans in it. So I'm just gonna, there you go, evenly layered. I'll shake it up. Okay, so I whisked all that together and I'm just going to pour it over the top of these pecans and try to get it in an even layer. So let's do that. It looks so yummy already. Okay, so we just put the pecans to the side, and now the next step is to make the dough. In this big bowl, I combine the 2 1/4 cups of regular all-purpose flour with 3 tablespoons of sugar, 1 teaspoon salt, and 1 packet of instant dry yeast. And so that's what's in here, and I am just going to whisk that up together and then set that to the side and move on to the next step. Okay, you guys, so I put the water, the butter, the milk into the microwave and heat it up on high for about a minute. And now they say to add it into our dry ingredients, which is what I'm going to do. It says to mix that together and then add the egg in there. So that's what I'm going to do right now. One thing you never want to do is add an egg to any kind of hot mixture, because it will, if it's not tempered, it will cook the egg and then you'll have scrambled eggs in your food, and that is no good. I like scrambled eggs, just not in my pastries or my bakery. But here is what the dough will look like after you add the milk water mixture and then add your egg. The dough is supposed to come together like this, like in a ball. You can add a little bit more flour if it's too sticky. There is supposed to be a little bit of like a sticky touch to it, but it shouldn't be sticking all over to your hand. So you can add a little bit more flour as needed there. But then we need to knead it on a floured table for about 3 minutes. So really standing up and kneading is the best way to do it. but because my camera is on this level, I'm gonna sit and do it. But yeah, my grandma used to cook and bake with me all the time. I learned a lot from her. I loved watching her as she would bake things in the kitchen. She was a Polish grandma, so she would make pierogies and taught me how to make pierogies. She would make Italian cookies, they're called. I know she was Polish and made Italian cookies, but I always remember her making those. And she would make them into the initials of our name and then decorate them with really fun and pretty frosting on the top of it. And we loved it. We'd always find our initials. Miss her. She was a great grandma. She loved us very, very much. And she always wanted to feed us all the time. Eat, eat, eat. That was one of her best lines. So, yeah, that's how she showed her love, and that's how she gave her love as well. And I'm happy to have some recipes that I can make to remember her by and pass on to my own grandchildren one day, hopefully. Okay, so I got done kneading our dough for, I'm going to be honest with you, it wasn't 3 minutes, but it was close to 3 minutes. And now we're supposed to spray the inside of a bowl with some cooking spray or some kind of grease it up on the inside somehow, butter or whatever you have. And then we're going to put our dough in the inside, and it says to just let it rest there for 10 minutes. So while that's happening, I'm going to show you guys some really cool stuff I got on Amazon the other day. Remember when we went to the thrift store and I found that wax candle warmer that I was looking for, and I was super excited about it. In fact, it's right over here. Here, I'll show you guys. There it is, that warmer that I bought from the thrift store. I love this thing so much, and it looks so cute over here. I'll link the video below for anyone who wants to watch the video on the thrift store in North Olmsted that I visited. But so for Mother's Day, my Braden and Caitlin knew about my warmer, so they bought me some wax candle melts from Walmart. And they smell amazing. And when I put them in my warmer, they burned. When they burned at first, the smell was fabulous. But it was, as the wax was burning more and more and getting down lower, it lost its scent. So I actually had to just toss. It was just wax at one point without any kind of scent. So I just had to toss that. So I was looking for online for different wax melts that might work a little bit better without losing their scent. My family and I are Disney fanatics. It's our favorite place to vacation. Always come back having a great time, but I always come back missing Disney a lot. So I found these really cool wax melts on Amazon, and it has the smells of Disney on it. Like this one is popcorn, and it smells exactly like hot butter popcorn. And this one is the Main Street Bakery, and it smells like the cookies you get on Main Street when you're walking down Disney. And then this one, oh my gosh, you guys, this is the Mexican Pavilion churros. It smells just like churros are cooking. It smells my entire living room up, and it smells so good, but it makes me want a churro so bad. But this one I'm really psyched about because soaring is one of my favorite rides in Disney World. This is soaring over Africa, and you guys, it smells like the grass part when you're going over the African savannah on soaring. This is the smell that you smell on the ride, and it just makes me super excited. These are fabulous. So they're soy candles, and you can pick, I think there's 4 scents that you could pick, and I think it was like for $25, $30. I can't remember offhand, but they had a whole bunch of different scents that you could choose from, and you got to customize the 4 that you wanted. A couple of the other ones that I remember, there was one for like Pirates of the Caribbean, where it had like that bromine kind of smell, which that might be the next one that I get. I love that smell. They also had a Dole Whip, which I believe smelled like a pineapple Dole Whip. I just wanted to share that with you because I didn't even know they existed, but if you're a Disney fan like me and you're missing Disney, You might want to check these out and try these. They're really quality candle melts, and the scent, like I have had 2 of the churro in there for months, and it's every time I warm it up, it still smells. So yeah, definitely worth the money on these for sure. The company I bought these from on Amazon is called the Disney Nation, and it's shopthedisneynation.com if you're interested in getting some for yourself. Okay, so our time is up. Our 10 minutes is up, and now it's time to roll this dough out to, I think she said like a 12 by 8 rectangle. So I'm just gonna eyeball it. I'm not gonna measure it at all, but here we go. Okay, everyone, so there is my semi-rectangle dough. And now what we're supposed to do is combine a half cup of sugar and 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon and sprinkle on top of the dough. If my grandma was here, she would tell me, absolutely not. You have to first put butter all over the dough and then add the cinnamon and sugar. I don't know what to do. Should I follow Sally or follow Grandma? I decided a little butter never hurt anybody, so I'm gonna follow Grandma. So I just use, you can soften like sticks of butter and use that, or I just use, it's not even butter, but it's margarine in the tub that's already soft. So I'm just gonna use that, and I'm just going to lightly, very lightly, not a whole lot, just give like a layer, just so the cinnamon and sugar have something to stick to on the dough. So I already have some cinnamon and sugar mixed up for something else prior, so I'm just going to use that up. If you have leftover cinnamon and sugar after you make this, save it, put it in a Ziploc baggie and save it. You can always put it on your toast in the morning, on your oatmeal, anything like that. Don't ever throw out extra cinnamon and sugar. It will never go to waste. Now, we got the cinnamon and sugar on there. We are going to roll it up. And you roll it up from the long side. So not the short ends of the rectangle. You want a long roll. And you want to keep it nice and tight. So as you fold it over, you just want to keep tucking it in nice and tight. Just like you do your kids at night, or just like your mom and dad used to do for you when you were at night. Roll and tuck it in with your blankets nice and tight. Pecan rolls like the same thing. So, see how I did that? So now we have this nice long roll. So what we want to do, Sally says, to cut this roll into 10 even-sized pieces. She'll end up with 10 pieces, so that'd be 9 cuts. And then you want to put them, the side that you cut, down, face down, into the pecan rolls that we have sitting at the side that we had made the first thing. So, let's do it. Cover these with aluminum foil, let them sit for an hour and a half. We'll come back and check them. In the meantime, I'm going to clean up this kitchen a little bit, and then I'll meet you guys back here in an hour and a half. I am a self-taught cake decorator, so I used to do a little bit of that on the side, and I loved doing that. I still love doing that when the pressure's not on about it. I did a couple weddings, and it just... there's a lot of pressure to do weddings because you know that someone's big day and you might be a bad memory on that day, and so I didn't like to have that feeling on me about that. I did cakes out of my house. I would decorate them on the side for just certain people who I didn't have to have that pressure with, and it was enjoyable then. I was able to do it and enjoy what I was doing, which is the point. But it never really took off either, and I don't know if it's me, if I'm holding myself back a lot of the times, or if I'm just get scared and I give up too quickly. But I see that that's starting to happen, like even with this vlog, and get easily discouraged because I'm not where other people are, and where I want to be in my mind and in my heart. And even though I enjoy doing it, like I have so much fun doing it, but I guess I just am not reassured enough that this is where God wants to use me, or this is what he wants me to do. So I always question it. I don't know. Do you guys do that too? Give me some advice. I would love to take some advice on how you succeeded. Did you just not give up? Did you give it some time? Were you patient? I'm definitely not a patient person, so that could be part of the problem too. But I think because I just enjoy doing it, I'm going to continue to do it, and just enjoy doing something that I love in my life, and not allow this fear or this approval of other people hold me back from doing something that I love. Yeah, it's just a journey that I'm going on right now, but I love being able to go places and to show you guys things that I didn't know about, new things that I'm learning all the time, or new places that I'm just really, really enjoying. Nell, talk with Nell. I should have had my cup of coffee here. I hope you had your cup of coffee with you. But for what it's worth, that's just my heart today. Take it or leave it. But we're going to go check on our cinnamon rolls and see how they're doing. Okay, so I have the oven preheated to 375 degrees, and I just went ahead and put our rolls in to bake for 25 to 35 minutes. But don't throw out your foil that was covering your pecan rolls to proof them, because Sally said in about 15 minutes, rotate your pan and cover it with this to prevent excess burning on top of your sticky rolls. I'm going to cover it with foil in 15 minutes, just like she said, and then I'm going to reset the timer for another 15 minutes and then check my sticky rolls and see if they're done. I just pulled the sticky buns out of the oven, and they look golden brown and cooked all the way through. I have to say they smell a little funny. I don't know why. But anyway, so now we're supposed to let them sit for 10 minutes to cool slightly, and then we will go ahead and invert them onto a dish. Okay. Just smells funny. I don't know why, and I can't tell you even why, like what the smell is, but it smells funny to me. But it looks delicious. It is sticky, as it should be, and super soft and warm, just how I like it. It's very good. It's not overly sweet at all, though. Just right amount of sweetness to the roll, but there's something funny. There's something funny about the taste. I don't know what it is, and the smell. Maybe it's just me, you guys, but they are good. Sally did say these are best eaten the day of that you make them, but she said you can also freeze them for a couple months as well. So if you don't want to eat them all today, or you don't want to share them and you want to keep them for later on, go ahead and throw them in the freezer. I figured it out. I figured out why they smell and taste a little funny. Remember how I told you not to throw your extra cinnamon and sugar away, put it in a baggie? Maybe you should label your baggie as well, because I know what I did now, and it is absolutely not Sally's fault. Her recipe is perfect, so your sticky bun should turn out perfect. But I used a rub. I used a rub inside my sticky pecan rolls. So mine have a little bit of a spicy paprika kick to it. My gosh, they're still good, believe it or not. They just have that spice, and that is what the smell is. So don't do that. I hope your pecan sticky rolls turned out better than mine. Let me know how they did turn out if you tried this recipe below. I'm curious to know. What a delicious day this turned out to be. Thank you for joining me on this rainy but wonderful stay-at-home day today. Thank you for having coffee with me and allowing me to talk. Everybody needs to do that once in a while. We were not meant to live this life alone, not any of us. So if you guys are feeling like I'm feeling, or you're just sad, or you just have questions about life in general, seek someone out that you trust, because I guarantee you they either have felt that way in the past, are feeling that way now, or can lead you to somebody who has felt that way in the past or is feeling that way now. You're not unusual in your feelings. Invite some people over from Pecan Rolls and just talk together about life and live life together. We'll pull through together. We'll get through this hard life together. So with that, it's a wrap. Until our next adventure, I pray blessing over each of you. I pray God makes his face shine upon you. And I pray that you know you are so much more loved than you could ever imagine. Bye.